This is the lesson number 3 of 7 of the JSCause tutorial from JSCause.org by Abe Jouster. We created a new recipe page with a new form that for now does nothing, and in this lesson we'll handle that. That is, we'll handle HTML form submissions. How do we know the form as it is does nothing? Easy. If we add some data and submit it, like now, the page is reloaded with the form cleared up. Yep, it does nothing. This is expected since we haven't added any code to deal with the form data. JSCause will simply run the script from the start, and since all it does is display the form, well, that's what it does. All right, let's add our first piece of JavaScript code to the new recipe script in order to handle the form. Form parameters are stored in the rt.postparams object. In the code, we're checking whether there is a submit parameter present, which would mean that the form submit button was pressed, and that there is, or that there should be some more form data available. We have a few. We have the title, the photo, and the description. Title, photo, and the description. So for now, let's just tell the visitor that we received the recipe, and also let's print its title too. So let's do that right now here. And so we just used this handy function rt.print, and we can use rt.print to add dynamic content directly to the HTML document sent to the browser. Now, rt.print has its uses, such as here, but for this simple scenario, let me show you an alternative to rt.print, or to it. So remember that everything that is between the JS tags is considered JavaScript, and everything outside them is considered HTML. So now that I surrounded the if between JS tags and left out what's inside the block, then this part is considered HTML. Of course, that will print the actual code, and we don't want the code to print. We want the text to print or to be sent to the browser. So let's just do that. Replace it with a nice text here. Submission received for recipe here. Okay, but HTML is static. So what about the title? Well, let's use the JS equal tags, which we talked about in lesson 1. There it is. And there you have it. So tomato soup, submit recipe. There you go, submission received for tomato soup, which is what we have here. Submission received for tomato soup. So there you have it. Whether you prefer rt.print or this way is a matter of preference. Okay, let's validate the form. Let's clean up the if for now. Like this. All right. So let's use a variable which we'll call proceed. As long as proceed is true, it means that all the form fields have been filled out, which is what we're reflecting here. For uploaded files, instead of using rt.postparams, let's use rt.uploadedfiles. So here we're checking whether there is an uploaded file named recipe photo. Remember, we have it in here, recipe photo. If it's not available or if it's not present, we print a message back to the user and set proceed equals to false, because then all form fields are no longer valid, right? So let's check each and every field. In this case, it's just the recipe title and the recipe description. So if it's not filled, again, let's inform the visitor and let's change the value of proceed to false to indicate that, well, we cannot proceed with adding the recipe. And let's do that with description as well. Okay. There you go. So let's restart JSCause and try filling out the form again. Let's leave out some fields empty on purpose, just to see if our code catches them as expected. Yep, it does. Let's fill out the whole form and see what happens. Tomato, salad, or soup, doesn't matter. Add description here. And there you have it. All form fields are valid. In our next lesson, we'll handle uploaded files.